You are now listening to the Palm Pod, brought to you by RSPO, a global partnership to make palm oil sustainable.
Hi, I'm Fara Rom, and you're tuning into the Palm Pod, where we host engaging discussions, expert insights, and industry updates on sustainable palm oil, guiding consumers and businesses to make better choices for the planet. Did you know in 2022, the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, or RSPO, was ranked among the top 12 food eco-labels, a recognition from a Dutch label guide that helps consumers navigate sustainability in their shopping choices. So when you're grocery shopping with sustainability in mind, eco-labels like RSPO Certified make it a lot easier to know what you're exactly supporting. But behind that simple label is a detailed certification process that ensures palm oil is sourced responsibly based on RSPO standards with respect for people, planet, and prosperity. So, to break it all down today, we are joined by Shazaley Abdullah, the head of certification at RSPO, to help us understand the different types of RSPO certifications and the labels you often see on product packaging. Welcome to the Palm Pot, Shazaley.
Thank you very much for having me here.
All right, before we dive into RSPO certification, we want to know you better. So, can you share with us about your experience in the sustainable palm oil sector and your role as the head of certification at RSPO?
Well, hi Farah. Hi everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. And it's really a pleasure for me to be here and taking it as a compliment to be on the Pump Up channel. So I am actually starting my involvement in sustainability certification world back in 2010 as a very green person. No idea what certification means, how certification or how audit works, and what value that it really has. Along these 15 years, there have been a lot of lessons and also valuable experiences that I have learned and guide me to the pathway in the journey of creating and supporting the sustainable palm oil, as well as contributing to the global sustainable development goal. Back in 2008, I was graduated in forestry science from University Malaysia Sabah, and I'm considered lucky that time that as soon as I finished my graduation, I was offered to work in a oil palm plantation company in West Malaysia. And that was really my first experience to learn more about oil palm plantations and its industries. So to cut things short, I got an opportunity to expand my career as an auditor since 2010. That is where I learned about the auditing, about the certification, and also about the sustainability journey. And yeah, that is where I start to know about RSPO as well. So in 2021, I got the opportunity to join RSPO Secretariat, where I started my position as a head of certification. So basically, my role in RSPO is to ensure that the RSPO certification was conducted and delivered with a high level of assurance and bring confidence to the members, to the stakeholders, and also to the public. So I think that is more or less my role as a head of certification, Farah.
That's great to know, and it shows that you have a really credible and extensive experience in the oil palm industry. So let's start from the basics when we're talking about RSPO certification. So what exactly is RSPO certification? And I think a lot of the times the conversation about certification, it's about downstream, upstream, but why does it matter to everyday consumers outside of the industry? Why does it matter for people to know about this certification?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and yeah, just be ready to give me time to explain. Okay, Farah. So actually, there are many people outside wondering, what is RSPO certification actually, and how does it work, and what value does it carry? So sometimes people call me boss. Well, Malaysians like to address other people as a boss, right? So people call me boss. Is the RSPO mandatory for all palm oil companies? Or maybe they call me boss. If RSPO exists, why are there still issues with deforestation? So let me try to break what RSPO certification is in a simpler way. So RSPO certification, if I can put it in a very general, in a very real situation, we call it as a passport for the palm oil, to prove that it has been produced sustainably or responsibly. So this passport will later provide assurance that it is legitimately produced And there are possibilities for the people to trace to its origin, where it is coming from. So another fact that we need to know that RSPO certification is a voluntary. It is not mandatory, but it's a voluntary. But see, look how many people or how many members that we have nowadays. They are all joining RSPO certification as a voluntary effort, and it has been established according to the national standards that checks on the no deforestation, or maybe no workers were mistreated, no environmental issues in the production of the palm oil products. So there are involvement of independent parties or companies that are accredited to provide a piece of paper. So what's so-called as a certificate that everybody, the certificate holder, is proud to put on their office walls. No? When you enter an office, you can see the certificate was pasted or put on the walls to prove and to present to the people that they have put their best efforts and their commitments in meeting the national or international standards that are recognized in the RSPO standard. So now, why you should care of certification, of RSPO certification? Because palm oil is literally everywhere. No? It is in your instant noodle, in your chocolate that you eat every day, in your lipstick, shampoo, and even the margarine you spread on your roti canai, for example. So every morning you wake up, you brush your teeth using the toothpaste. There are palm oil element or palm oil contents inside the toothpaste. So that's how close we are to the palm oil in our daily life, Farah. So that is the main reason why we should be concerned about palm oil that is produced sustainably. To give confidence that palm oil products produced by certified RSPO members is produced in a way that it's respected the peoples, like the communities, the workers, the children. It does not jeopardize the planet's needs, like maintaining the HCV. Pits are not being diminished and it is properly managed, as well as at the same time maintaining the revenue and economic of the RSPO members. Means that if you are going for RSPO certification, it does not mean that you need to be lost or need to be rugi in your business. Instead, you will earn and gain more value with it. So without RSPO, probably consumers might be using a product made of palm oil, probably sourced from deforested areas, or maybe using a child labor within the plantation or within the operation, and not even know where it is coming from.
Okay, so then the certification actually concerns with those who produces palm oil or those who uses palm oil in the products that they're producing. For example, like you said, toothpaste, shampoos. So how it is translated then, you can identify it through RSPO labels. So consumers can identify these labels, for example, RSPO certified or mixed or credits. So with these labels, can you explain the differences between all of the labels that is available under the RSPO certification, and what does that mean?
When consumers see labels like RSPO certified, mixed, or credits, these are actually different supply chain models attached to it. So they tell us how RSPO certified palm oil has been handled from the plantation all the way down to the products on the shelf. So let me try to put an analogy and make it easy, maybe for at least for Malaysian context. Imagine you are buying a teh tarik at Mama. By the way, our pod is for international listeners. So for those outside Malaysia, Mama is like our version of all-day dining street cafe. So for the product that I accompany with certified label, it is actually produced from RSPO certified material that are traceable all the way to the mills. From a technical perspective, it is referring to the materials that are certified under identity preserved and segregated. So people know about RSPO IP, RSPO SG, as part of the supply chain model in RSPO. So these two models provide the most traceable models to its origin. Coming back to the teh tarik from Hamad's story, how do you imagine IP in the identity preserve is like you order a teh tarik, and the milk that they use for the teh tarik preparation is cow's milk from ABC farm, specific ABC farm. It is certified, it is properly handled, it is not mixed with other cow's milk from another farm. So that is how the IP works. For segregation or for SG, still the same scenario, just that it is coming from several cow's milk farm. It is also certified, but it was mixed among certified and also certified. So it is a mixture of certified. So hopefully that cow's milk analogy makes sense, alright? So for the mixed label, it is coming from a product that was produced from a mixture of certified and non-certified. And that's where you can see a label of mix on the products. And that is covered under the mass balance model of the supply chain. So now just imagine mass balance, the mamas mix regular milk and also fresh cow's milk in the same pot. But he do trace, or he do keeps a notebook of how much fresh milk or certified portion that he use every day. So even though the final teh tarik is a mix of certified and non-certified, he is still supporting the use of fresh milk that is not 100% certified in every glasses. So that's a mass balance, a mix of certified and mix of non-certified within the product. But it is the certified portion is traceable and tracked to the origin. Then the last type of label is another type of label is credits label, RSPO credits label. So it's like you are drinking teh tarik from the mama with a regular milk, but while paying, you're also giving tips to the mama to continue supporting sustainable cow's milk for his drinks. So I put cow's milk as an analogy to our palm oil product. So these tips will later be used and contributed to the certified farm owners. I hope that provides some ideas of how we could distinguish the labels and for the useful for the consumers moving forward.
Okay, so one question. So for RSPO credits, this also benefits smallholders, right?
Yep. Because one of the credits seller that we identify in the RSPO certification is the smallholders. So they are planting, they are growing oil palm, and they are selling the FFB, or maybe they can have option to sell the credits. So that's how the manufacturers can provide supports and also giving them more incentive to always to continue doing or planting or producing the sustainable palm oil.
That's a really great way for consumers to actually, when they read the ingredients label and when they see this, they know exactly what they're supporting. So, okay, with that, I would like to go to the next question, but it's more on the principles behind RSPO standards or RSPO certification. So in RSPO certification, there's 3 different pillars, which was created focusing on people, planet, and prosperity. So through that, how are these 3 pillars reflects in the criteria that is created in the standards, or to get the certification?
You are right. There are 3 main pillars that drive the development of RSPO sustainability standards. So let me try to simplify these 3 big pillars. As you mentioned, people, planets, and also the prosperity. So basically, the people element, as a wise Englishman say, I don't know, I'll just quote it. Don't step on people to climb the ladder. So this part is all about treating the workers, treating the children, treating the communities with all respects. There are no forced labor, there are no child labor. You pay a fair payment, fair pay or salary to the workers. You provide safe working conditions. So basically, you treat people decently. So this is how we explain the people element. And it's not just the workers. It's also protect the local communities, the indigenous peoples. So make sure that they are happy, they make sure that they are comfortable, then make sure that their land and their rights are protected and respected to run our oil palm operations. So for the planet part, RSPO have set a very strategic approach to keep the environmental protected, to preserve the environment and to respect the rights of the environment. RSPO says, you want to grow palm oil? Yes, you can. It's fine. But don't destroy the forest. Don't destroy the rivers, the HCVs or the wildlife habitat. You can do. It's okay, no problem. So if you can ensure that you are not doing deforestation, you are not planting on peatlands, you have got things or measures to manage things like water, waste, pesticides. So please go ahead with your plan for business expansion. No harm to do it because you know that you are on good path. You know that you are doing it on the sustainably manner. So it's about producing sustainability and responsibly. So it's not like plant first and you regret after 30 years you regret because there is no more land to stay, no more area to manage or to maintain. Another wise Englishman said, don't burn the house to cook the dinner. You don't burn the house if you want to cook your dinner, because you need to keep it, you need to stay in it, you need to live inside it. So on the last part is on the prosperity. Well, RSPO don't hate profits. Me neither. I like profits as well. In fact, RSPO wants farmers and company to do well in their business, but fairly. Don't be greedy and don't be selfish. The idea is, Farah, every week in the supply chain, from the smallholders to the big brands down the line, they should be able to earn and make a living without compromising other people. Don't take advantage for other people to make your profit. We need to respect each other, live together in this planet, and continue the life sustainably. That's the RSPO balance. It's not perfect, but it's a strong foundation to push the palm oil industry into a better direction.
So the pillars actually help the palm oil producer to make sure that their business are fair. The business takes care of the people, the prosperity, and the planet.
Correct, yeah.
So if a company or a producer wants to take it on the journey of getting being RSPO certified, what kind of steps does the company or the brand need to get that RSPO certification? And what types of certifications are available for anyone that is in the supply chain? And just how rigorous is the process?
Well, of course, in the normal thinking, some of RSPO members might thought, oh, now that I have become RSPO member, I can start selling and claim my products are RSPO certified. Some of them might say, oh, I have sourced certified material, or I have sourced a material from RSPO certified company. So even if I'm not an RSPO member, I can resell the products to my buyer and as a RSPO certified. No. That's not how it works. So first, you must become RSPO member. You register with RSPO, you obtain RSPO membership ID, and you need to know your business and roles in RSPO supply chain. Figure out what type of player you are in the supply chain. Are you plantation, or are you mill? Are you a manufacturer, or are you retail brand or brand owners? So determine which category you are. Because RSPO, we have a different set of certification for different roles. If you are plantation and a mill, as an outgrower or as a grower, you need to undergo RSPO principles and criteria. PNC is like, or maybe principles and criteria is like a full body checkup of palm oil sustainability. They will check, at that phase, they will check the land use, your labor practices, your environmental impact, any stakeholder consultation you have conducted, technically everything. For example, our members like SD Gatri, Wilma, Musimas, these giants have their PNC for their estates. Another type of certification standard is under RSPO is RSPO supply chain certification. So this is for everyone else, like the refineries, manufacturers, traders, and etc. It is all about traceability, where you can prove where your palm oil come from, and are you mixing responsibly or keeping things clean. Not to forget, another version of standard is for the independent smallholder. We have also independent smallholder certification standard. So for the members like Cargill, they have RSPO SEC to show that they are sourcing palm oil from a sustainable sources, and they are producing following our supply chain standard. I mean, after you have determined which kind of categories you are in, whether it is PNC applicable to you, maybe it is independent smallholder standard applicable to you, or maybe supply chain certification is applicable to you, the next step is you need to get your house in order. You need to prepare yourself. You have to build a system like SOPs. You prepare the staff for the training, prepare a traceability system, and even the grievance procedures. So basically, your business must look like it's got its act together. Everyone understand what they need to do. Everything is in order. All the documentation management system is already in place before you start appointing your certification body. So please make sure that the CB you choose later on when to conduct the audit is holding an active accreditation status by ESMA. because we have another accreditation body that oversee the certification body's performance, the Assurance Services International. So the CB will come to your place and audit your documents. The CB will inspect your areas, interview with your workers, with your stakeholders, and etc. It's like Sherlock Holmes. Huh? They investigate here and there. He asks to make sure that it is thoroughly done and well implemented. So, well, if you pass the audit, congratulations. You will get certified and your certificate will appear on the website. Maybe you don't, or probably not yet pass. You will get a non-conformities, which is like report card comments for the non-conformities. You must fix them. You need to do the correction within the dedicated timeline in order for you to obtain the certificates. So, coming back to your question, Farah, how rigorous the certification process? It is pretty serious. Huh? The audit are annual. You know, we conduct the audit on annual basis. The sites are audited every year. Workers are interviewed. Stakeholders are interviewed. Maybe there are people in your unit of certification also interviewed and checked. Your documents, your record are also verified during the audit. And any supply chain, any documents related to traceability will be tested on their traceability, whether it is forward or traceable backwards. You cannot fake it because RSPO has a robust complaints mechanism, open and public transparency, and even surprise check by ASI. We have accreditation body. We call it a compliance assessment or maybe an unannounced audit. So that was conducted by ASI to ensure that the practice are actually being implemented by our members. And also at the same time to verify that the certification body is doing a good job on the ground. So this is the rule of ASI. One more interesting thing that RSPO have at the moment, Farah, we are just transitioned to a new RSPO IT platform, RSPO Information System platform we call Prisma. So Prisma is actually a huge base foundation for many building blocks within the certification and assurance system within RSPO. So at the moment, all our tradings or our transactions of certified sustainable palm oil was done through the Prisma. And moving forwards, the certification activities from the audit planning, from the audit execution, any audit reporting, findings addressing non-conformities will be everything inside the Prisma.
That's a lot of information to take in.
Sorry,
For our
you
audience as
promised to
well.
give me time. Huh?
Yeah. So it means that the pretty label that we see on the packaging, it actually means there's a lot of work that's done behind the scenes. And I think a lot of our audience also wonder, so if you get RSPO certified and also you have annual check-ins, can RSPO certification be revoked or suspended if a member doesn't meet RSPO standards? Because there's a lot of sayings outside also that says that, oh no, you know, this is greenwashing. So if after RSPO certification is obtained by a company and then they can just stop the sustainability work that they're doing. So how does enforcement work in that sense?
Oh yes, it is possible, Farah. And that is where RSPO show it is not just a pretty green label. RSPO certification is not a lifetime membership, but it's more like how to say, if I may say, like a driving license. You have to follow the rules, or else you will kena saman lah, or maybe you are getting fined by the policeman. Or worse, if you make a serious mistake, you will lose it. You will lose your driving license. So every certified company, whether it is a plantation or product manufacturers or refinery, they need to go through annual certification audit by RSPO certification bodies, every year. If during the audit they find serious problem like illegal land clearing, for example, there are workers that you did not pay a proper salary based on the regulations, or maybe you try to manipulate with the resources throughout the supply chain, well, the certificate can be immediately suspended by the certification body. The other situation is if you kacau or if you make mess, if you mess with people will report you. RSPO have a very strong grievance mechanism. No, everyone like NGOs, communities, even employees, can file a formal complaint. So the complaint panel will investigate the registered cases, and if proven that it is a mistake, RSPO can investigate and even revoke the certificate or suspend the membership. Or in the other situation, if a certified company miss its surveillance audit or refuse to cooperate, maybe you don't want to accept the certification audit for some reason, there's also a good ground for suspension or termination of certificate. So yes, RSPO have a teeth to suspend. It's not just a short. You can print the label, put the commitment statement on your website, but there are really a solid assurance framework tied to the standards. A robust certification system with a real checking on the ground, real consequences, and transparency. So if you mess up, you get called out. But if you own it, fix it, and improve, RFPO will give you the path back. So that is in a simple way to explain the rules and robustness of the RSPO assurance system. I hope, Farah, I didn't give the wrong perspective to the audience today. Just to make sure that people know that RSPO is just not a medium for cleaning your previous sins, through its full mechanism. So that's how I look
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, and I think it's giving a fair chance for maybe corporations that want to do better for their sustainability journey, because sustainability isn't just like one off and then you're done. Sometimes people make mistakes, so it's the same with corporations. So it's great that RSPO provides that space for companies also to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And going to the conversation of RSPO labels, we are seeing more and more brands actually are using the RSPO label on their packaging. How do you think we can encourage more brands to proudly display this label on their products?
Yeah. Well, a very interesting thing, because certification unit is also taking care of the trademarks, RSPO trademarks, and that is where the label are being managed, and also the rules on the market communication and claims are also being implemented. So, well, of course, brands, they love to flex based on the demand from their clients. If they are doing the right things, they want to show it off. It's like you do a correct thing, you want to show people, hey, I'm doing well. This is what I've done. This is what I'm doing. So, RSPO label is like a sustainability badge of honor. And the more consumer recognize it, the more people will ask for it. The more brand will also proudly wear it. So even though thousands of companies are RSPO certified nowadays, we still not seeing RSPO label on as many products as we could. And that's really a missed opportunity for us and also for the consumers. When the consumers start asking, hey, is this RSPO certified? Then tomorrow, suddenly, the label become a selling point. It's not a boring detail anymore. So because now, the consumers start, probably did not fully aware of RSPO label yet. Yeah? It's like adding sugar-free or maybe low cholesterol or not tested on animal on your packaging. Once consumer care, the brands and the label will follow. So the RSPO label is a simple, yet it is a powerful way for brands to show that they are sourcing responsibly. For consumers, it is a quick visual cue. So when they go to a shop, they don't need to decode complex supply chain details. They already know. So this is certified, this is mixed, this is credit. So they already know what it is. So how can we encourage more brands to use the RSPO label? Well, big retailers like maybe supermarkets, maybe pharmacies, or maybe online stores, they have serious influence on this journey. If one day they say, we prefer products with RSPO labels, guess what? Tomorrow, the brands will be running after RSPO and fighting to comply with RSPO requirement and try to put the RSPO label on their products. It's a domino effect. And RSPO should keep engaging the retailers directly. So once the consumer get it, the label becomes really a valuable asset. It's not just a decoration to the packaging. So it's like wearing a marathoner t-shirt. Yeah? If you did the work, you should be proud to show it. So not me lah. I'm not a runner anyway. So it's not possible for me to run either. But big brands, They just need to know that we, the consumers, they are watching. They care and they will choose the product that carries the RSPO badge, because that badge means better palm oil for people and the planets. So that's how I look at how we can improve the label.
As a person that works in RSPO certification, what is one thing that you wish more people understood about RSPO certification and the label they see on products? Because you are in a unique situation where you are in the certification body, but you are also consumer. So you would understand, some of the choices that was being made when, when you purchase something. So what is one thing that you wish more people understand about the certification itself?
Yeah, I want to say that it's not just a logo. It is more than that. It represents a real action behind the scenes. So as I mentioned earlier, we have respected the people, we have respected the pillar of the planets, we respected the pillar of the prosperity, and there are smallholders that we have incentivized throughout the sustainability production of the palm oil. So it represents a real action behind it. So when you see a RSPO label on a product, it means that the palm oil use was sourced according to a strict environmental and social standards. That includes things like no reforestation, maybe no exploitation of workers or communities. It has been produced through a transparent communication, and also it is traceable throughout the supply chains. It also means that the company behind that product has made a commitment, not just for a better sourcing, but also to being audited, to being verified and held accountable for any mistake that they have done. So that's means they are putting their full commitment to own or to earn the certification, and also to be eligible to put the RSPO label on the product. So it's not just a simple logo. They are hard work, they are real effort, they are real commitments attached to it, and that is the reason why they are able to put the label on it. So this logo is a signal that palm oil can be produced sustainably, and there are brands out there choosing to do better. We just need more people, more consumer, more users to recognize it, ask for it, and support it. Because every time someone choose a product with a RSPO label, they are sending a message and helping to shift the market towards a more sustainable palm oil. So thank you very much, Farah, for the opportunities and RSPO. Thanks to the great listeners as well for tuning in to Palm Pod, and goodbye.
Okay, thank you so much, Shazaley, for gracing the Palm Pod. I think today's listeners learn a lot about our specification. I know I do. There's a lot of elements that goes beyond labels. There's a lot of work that is being done behind the scene to ensure that people can make great choices when it comes to buying sustainably and understanding what it means by buying products with RSPO labels such as RSPO Certified and such. So thank you so much, Shazaley. It's not just for today, but also for the work that you do and the team in RSPO certification to ensure that our palm oil production is more sustainable globally. Thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you very much to you too.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Palm Pod on your favorite podcasting platforms. Feel free to share your feedback for our next episode. I was speaking to our guest, Shazaley Abdullah, Head of Certification, RSPO, and I'm Fara Rom, and this is the Palm Pod.